And not a moment too soon. I believe we actually are streaming, and we should be coming to you from our studios in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Welcome. I'm Blake Cahoon, and this is the Spiritual Awakening Show. This is episode 1, and we're trying new software, which is why we've had our delay, because we had some technical issues. But we are here now, and I want to say welcome to everyone who is showing up, and let's get on with the show. And we're back and we're live. There's a reason why all the YouTube people do this recorded. And I do have some recordings within this, and we are using some different software. So yeah, I want to say welcome to everyone who is here. We will have chat, and we do have chat, and you'll have to forgive me. I'm still getting used to all the software. As you can tell, we actually have an opening. We have graphics. I'm trying not to be too much, but this is YouTube, not Facebook. And congratulations to us. This is the Spiritual Awakening Show, where we're trying to awaken that portion of you who are kind of lost, still working on some old paradigms. I'm going to try to shift you to some new paradigms. Some of you have been like this forever, and you can actually like us on this. You can subscribe, you can notify, so smash that like button. And I'm going to see if there's anybody on here. We've got one viewer, and I don't know if everybody's just given up on us or not. We will have some mini readings later on, and so yeah, we're just seeing if we've got any chat, and so far we've got one. So we're going to go back to the studio, which allows me some studio software, which allows me to actually see what it is that I'm doing. So one of the things that we start with is connecting with spirit. Obviously, if we're called spiritual awakenings, we're here to connect with spirit. What does that mean? What does that mean to say that you're looking at spirituality as opposed to perhaps religion? Religion, and again, these are my personal opinions, coupled with the teams, coupled with what spirituality is versus religion. We're not here to denigrate anybody's religion, but if you're going to church every single week and you're still caught up in the institution of the church, probably this isn't the place you want to be. Stay with church. Stick with your church service. On the other hand, if you're starting to step on the spiritual journeys, on your spiritual journey, and you're like, okay, the church isn't quite doing it for me, then this is probably the place to be. The conversation of spirituality versus religion came up as a result of me watching The Conners, which is a television show on ABC. And one of the characters, Darlene, was told she had no soul from a psychic. This is ABC. This is a television show. It wasn't. She felt like she needed to get down on her hands, and they said she had no spirit. There was no spirit. And they were talking about soul and spirituality. And so the first thing she did was get down on her knees and start praying. And I had a problem with that because the information was a mixed message. And I'm here to try to help you become a little clearer on some of those things. So one of the things that I did was I picked up one of our cards, and this is the card I picked up. When I'm feeling good, I'm allowing in good. You hear us say that in past shows. Um, but it's true. And we're not so concerned about God or Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha or whatever God or goddess that you're worshiping. Um, we are looking at source energy. Source energy provides you with vibration, and how you show up with source energy. That's what this program's about. So I'm going to read you the back of this. The way you feel is your indication of your vibrational connection to that which is your source. Reading this because it states it excellently. So, the better you feel, the better your connection. The worse you feel, the more disallowance to that connection. Nothing is more important than you feel good, because nothing is more important than your connection to that which is your source. Well, I'm not gonna go into the bottom of this paragraph here so much, because frankly I'm not sure I agree with that. But I will say that a long time ago, when I was starting to get spiritual messages, this is the message that came up with me, and we actually created postcards. But it's this: the universe always agrees with you. What are you telling it? Okay, the universe always does agree with you. It does, and that's what this show is about, is connecting with that source, that part of you that allows you to understand the way the universe works, so that you can become more contented, more fulfilled, and less upset about the world as it is. Once you understand universal law, once you understand such as law of cause and effect, law of attraction, and you start becoming self-aware and taking personal responsibility, and that's really a big key here, about your life, instead of giving all the power to God and sitting down on your knees and going, God, please give me, please give me, please give me. Well, the source that which is God, which many call God, will give it to you if you show up the right way. But the religion has taken all your power away so that they can have their own power. And again, if you don't agree with that statement, this is probably not the place for you to be. Um, if you actually agree with it, stick around. We have some things to tell you. So what we're going to be doing is, because we started late, I'm going to give you a channel message, and then and I recorded that just before this, and then I'm going to give you mini readings at the bottom of the hour. In the meantime, we are sponsored by um, the Angelic Path. That's my company. We're actually starting to think about changing the name of that to Spiritual Awakenings. Um, but yeah, it's sponsored by the Angelic Path. And so, yeah, you're going to get commercials from the Angelic Path. It helps keep the lights on. So, um, uh, and so remember, the universe always agrees with you. What are you telling it? Are you giving all your power away to a man who sits on a cloud, as the church would believe? Or are you going to take the power back and go, okay, let's work with you, not for you? It's a lot. I'm not going to say it's easier. It's much easier to be in the religious group, okay? You can give all your power away, you can follow all the rules and regulations, and if that's your cup of tea, more power to you. That's not what this group's about. So, and that's not what this show is about, because this is part of my personal journey. I know why it works, because it has worked for me and so many others. So I hope you stick around. And with that, let me double check and make sure we're doing okay, that we have anybody finally found the right something. I love the card and the saying. Thank you, Bobby. See, I can see you. And we're doing good as far as the stream health. It's excellent. That was our biggest problem here. Um, so, yay. Okay, so uh, let us show you a commercial real fast, and then we'll come back with our channel message, and then we'll get on with it, okay? Let's set you up for that, and that's that, and we'll see you after this commercial. And we're back. I like all this new gear, but it's not easy to get through this. This is my first time doing it live with somebody on the other side of the camera. I hope you enjoy our commercial. It's a commercial. We'll get better with our commercials. Okay, so each week what I want to do is bring you a channeled message from the team. I right now am planning to do this with a recorded message, probably the same day. Um, and so I hope this works, and I hope it really resonates with you. I know it resonated with me as I was sitting there going, okay, we have our first show. What's going on? What's going on? And the team came to me, the Divine Guidance team, and said, one, calm down, and two, I think we've figured out what subject we need to have you talk about. So without further ado, here is today's message from the Divine Guidance team. Hello there. This is Blake Cahoon with a recorded message from the Divine Guidance team. We took this video just prior to the new show, Spiritual Awakenings, and I want to say thank you right off the bat for showing up tonight and seeing this in the replay. One of the things that was happening to me this week and during this show, and in preparation for this show, was just 1,000 little daggers that were called triggers. And so when I asked the team what did we want to speak about tonight, they said, why don't you speak about all your triggers? Because I was being triggered by everything, from the hair gel in my hair, to trying to find a lipstick, to the cats playing with me. And you'll hear some noises back there. We've kept the door open a little bit. You can see that right there. For the cats to come in and out. They're kittens. They play a lot. So triggers. I am a conscious channel, so they're going to come through me and start talking. I am speaking at the moment. When they come in, the Divine Guidance team of Archangels, Ascended Master, and Ascended Masters, it will be we. Such formality. Triggers. How often are you triggered by something inconsequential? Minor. Little. What's setting you off these days? We are observing that most humans, because of your global pandemic, are being triggered very quickly and very easily about the most minor things. Now, part of the spiritual awakening process, because it is a process, is to become self-aware. And what we would like for you to do is to become more self-aware about what is triggering you. Triggering action usually allows eruption of emotion instead of calmness and common sense. Instead, you become inflamed with emotion, usually in a negative fashion. You may be quick to anger, to cry, to yell, to scream, to react to something, a situation, event, a person, any particular thing that is going to trigger an extreme emotion. So what we are going to ask you to do is simply, when you become aware of the fact you're being triggered, and that's usually as a result of something that is disturbing to you, and you erupt not in a calm, sensible manner, but in a outburst of energy, whether it is of anger or extreme emotion. This is how you know you're being triggered. And it is possible to be aware of the triggers. For example, this is Bartholomew. This is Bartholomew's tail. Now, a few minutes ago, Blake, as a result of getting prepared for this event and the show, was being triggered by any adverse reactions to the cats playing. They're kittens. They're going to play. Having the cat walk into the frame may have triggered her. You notice that as a result of us coming in and not allowing that trigger to happen, that emotional outburst to happen, we're happy to pet the cat and allow the cat to be part of this show. For we love animals. For we indeed love animals. And don't you hear the little kitten purr? Become more self-aware of the events that may trigger you. Many are being triggered by the news. We suggest limiting your amount of news consumption. Turn the social media off. Turn the television, the podcasts, the items that are going to trigger you. We ask you to limit them. We're not asking you to turn them off completely. Many of you are finding you're addicted to such. You put it under the guise of, but I must know. I must know what's going on in the world. I care about what's going on. We ask you to say, yes, we understand that you care about what's going on in the world, but you don't have to watch or go into social media hour after hour after hour. Limit yourself, especially if it is triggering you and allowing you to have untoward emotional outbursts. When you become self-aware, you will find that once you allow yourself to stop being triggered by such, you will allow yourself to be calmer, more content. And when you allow these higher level emotions in, you're going to find your way to contentment and fulfillment and happiness much quicker than if you will continually allow drama and trauma to fill your life. Limit So the key words here are limit and also self-awareness. Thank you for watching this show, this message, and now we say good night for the moment. Oh, and that was the Divine Guidance Team. We'll be right back after these messages. And we're back. So, how did you like that message? And we will be back in just a moment as we look at a little commercial, and then I'm going to tell you about some books, and then we're going to go on to mini readings. How about that? Okay, we're back. I don't have any audio for those commercials or the messages, so I hope everything turned out okay, and I can tell that it's going out, and we've got excellent streaming technology. It's wonderful when it all works. It's taken us a while to get here, but that's okay. We're doing okay. So obviously, we sell books, we write books. This is the latest book. It dropped this week. It's in Kindle, it's softcover, and it's available at Amazon. In a couple of weeks, it'll be here in the office. Um, we've been busy with books. In July, we dropped a whole new series, Under a Pale Moon. And this is the Claiborne Manor book. And then, of course, the one that got it started, which is part of the Another Place in Time, this is book 1. This is book 6. This is Twist of Time. My editor has gotten hold of it. It is available in Kindle and soon to be in hard copy. Yay! So one of the things we did over the last month was we attended a Las Cruces Paracon, and I showed you pictures of that on Facebook. We're staying on Facebook, but we're just doing the YouTube show, and we'll have this as a channel, and hopefully we'll get some more subscribers, some more viewers, and things like that. But we noticed that the Living in the Light book was very popular. I wish I could show you the Living in the Light book, but I have no more copies. I've got to get them in stock again. But so you've been shown a lot of the novels. The novels have a lot of ghosts, reincarnation, a lot of spiritual principles that that are woven into the narrative. So it's always a fun read, and lots of adventures. So at this point in our show, we have, okay, I haven't set it up. Hold on, just give me a second. We have mini readings. Let me know if you want one by looking down at the comments and putting your name. I have to know your name in order to do that. Now, I know we don't have a lot of viewers this time. This is a recorded, so this is going to be recorded. So if you're looking at this, don't leave us just because you didn't get a live mini reading. Some of these readings have some great insights from the team, so you never know what tidbits of wisdom are going to come through, even if you're not live and present with these mini readings. So It is mini reading time, and we're going to go back to that and back to my smiling face. I'm going to check and see. Love the cat. Yeah, the cat was that. The message was what I needed. Thank you, Diane. Blake is always on point, right timing. I would love one. Thank you. Okay. So it looks like we only have a few viewers tonight. You know, it's been a difficult road to be able to get to this point. And so, yeah. Okay, so we've got Diane. I gotta have Bobby first. Sorry, Diane. And Diane. A and D. Very loyal people, so I would love a reading. Thank you very much. Okay, now I'm going to go back over here, and I'm live. So this is the deck we're using tonight. It's this deck here, Daily Guidance Oracle cards. Okay, and yeah, it's me reading time. So while I am shuffling, let's see if I can get you to do that. Thank you for subscribing. It helps us grow this group. As you all know, or as some of you knew, Facebook really did us a number and killed our 3,000 plus viewer page. We're still trying to get that back. Right now we have 40 people on the Angelic Path page. Another reason why we're trying to think about going ahead and changing our name. So it is what it is, and we've got a Blake Cahoon author page now on Facebook, and still the Angelic Path 2 on Facebook. I can't post. You can still see the old pages out there. I personally can't post on them. This not only happened to me, but a lot of different people, including James Van Prague. So, okay, here is our first card. This goes out to Bobby. Oh, I love that card. Joy, joy, joy. Hopefully you can see that okay. Okay. Joy is the highest energy of all. It's the magical sense that everything is possible. Joy springs from appreciating the gifts within each moment. Joy allows you to attract and create your present and future moments at their highest possible levels. When you are in the vibration of joy, you can manifest better. This is one of the reasons why the team is always saying, make yourself feel good, feel good, feel good. And it goes along with what we were talking about earlier in this card. When I'm feeling good, I'm allowing the good, okay? And joy is the highest energy you can get to. When you are full of bliss and joy, your world just shines and sings because you are vibrating at such a level of contentment. When you're feeling joy, everything is going right in your world. Everything is feeling good. And that's the feeling we want you to get into on a regular basis. Why? Because when you're there, you're not only shining, but as a result of your vibration being high, the rest of the world's vibration can trickle down, and your vibration will trickle to other beings around you, and that will help others, and that will help others. You're looking for a more content-filled, peaceful type planet, whereas your pandemic has really done a number on you. But it's shaken you up like a snow globe. We told you things were going to change and shift. We told you about the shift. The pandemic, for the last 2 ongoing years, is part of that shift. Things are changing, hopefully for the good. One of the reasons we wanted our channel, Blake, to continue working on the show is to get the message out that the more you feel good, the more the rest of the world feels good. And progress can be made so it will benefit the majority and not just the minority. For you personally, find the things that allows joy to come into your life. We have noted that you become very creative and crafty. Uh, Crafty in a good way, not a crafty in a Halloween way. That's next week's show. And then um, allow yourself to take joy in your creations. Being creative allows you to raise your vibration. So never dismiss that call to be creative. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. This world is full of imperfections, and you're not supposed to be perfect. One of the things that we asked her, and she was reluctant to get on camera, was she looked at her face and said, one, I'm old. Two, I got these flaws. Three, and we said, stop, stop. And then we pointed out several other people who had equal flaws or noticeable flaws. And yet, they're in front of the camera. They're in front of and entertaining and educating and helping. So what makes her any different? Well, she had no answer for that. And thus, she is here tonight with you and us. Be creative. Allow that joy of creation to fill your soul. Okay, and that is for Bonnie. And now for Diane. We're going to put that card back. And Blake is a conscious channel, so she just allows us to come forward and just do our thing as she kind of sits back. Okay. Well, Diane, how about this one? Shower of abundance. All right. To heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you'll allow. Yes, allowance. So many of you do not allow the healing to take place, the abundance to take place, the contentment to take place, the manifestations to take place. You have 1,000 excuses about why it's not working, but again, self-awareness will allow you to figure out what you're understanding about the situation, and in this case, it would be abundance. And if you have doubts or feelings of a strong nature concerning abundance, as if you don't deserve it, or only the rich deserve it, no. We ask you to stop. Become self-aware of how you think about money. It is the love of money, known as greed, that will stop you. It is not just, money is not the whole root of all evil. It's the love of money. So start looking at your particular situation. And the other thing would be that blocks the flow of abundance to come to all, and so many of you do this, is to worry. The more you worry about money, the more it's going to be blocked. Because now you're focusing on the lack, not the abundance. So if you can use your wonderful imagination, which is such a gift from Source, God, whatever, and pretend that you have money, even when you don't, the abundance will start coming in. And it is much easier to make money when you have a little bit of money. So go do what you need to do to bring in money. Sell something. Make something. Borrow some money. Don't go getting a high interest rate. A few dollars here, a few dollars there. But don't worry. And unless you, and we know, we've been living with this one for a very long time, way before she was born into this body. We know that it's hard and that earthlings have a tendency to just worry about money. You're programmed to worry about money, especially if you don't have money. Take a look at the rich and how their mindset brings in more money. If you have money, it's easier to bring in money. If you have sickness, it's easier to bring in more sickness. Again, this is the law of attraction, attracting like. Like attracts like. All right? So if you're in the lack mode, that's what you're going to keep doing. You're going to attract lack. If you think abundantly in a different mindset, you need to pivot your mind towards wealth and allow it to flow to you instead of away from you by your own perception, she's not getting what we're trying to say to her. It happens. Allow the law of attraction to enter your realm and stop blocking that which you desire. If it's not showing up for you, it's because you are blocking it. That is part of the spiritual journey. This is what we were talking about earlier. You can sit on your knees and beg to God to get you money. And there is some semblance of reasoning behind that because your belief system may be so much that you believe that if you pray hard enough, the magical being called God will grant you your wish with a wave of his magic wand. Sometimes it works because you've allowed your mind to shift in that direction. You have faith that it will come. We're asking you to have faith that allows you to come if that is what you need. If you know it's coming, it will come. If you have faith that it will come, and however you get to that point, that vibration will allow the flow to come into your being, and wealth and manifestation will show up much quicker for you. So that is Shower of Abundance, and we shall see if there's anyone else who would like a card. Let us look. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love it. Joy. Thank you, Blake and King. Allison Clausen has joined. Yay. Allison. All right. Okay. How are you enjoying the program? How are you enjoying the program? If you're enjoying the program, please subscribe to the channel and click the little bell so you can get notified when we have a new show, a new live show. We will be producing these shows Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, that's 8 Central, and 6 Pacific. If you're overseas and looking at this live show, then you'd have to adjust accordingly. Of course, it is being recorded and will stay on YouTube like forever. So this is the channel under The Angelic Path. I am Blake Cahoon, and we want to make sure that you join us. So subscribe, notify, and comment. Let us know that you like what you saw. Okay? Okay. And webcam. Okay. This is what happens when you have to switch the entire show yourself. Okay, Ellison, this is for you. Okay, oh, okay. Relationship. Relationship. And of course, I have to wear my glasses. Your primary relationship is with yourself and God, and every other relationship follows from there. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, then snuggle more closely with your loving Creator. As you feel safe and loved within, so shall your other relationships bloom and prosper. Now, of course, we're using a deck that was created by a woman who turned away from the spiritual life and went back to the religious life. Um, Spiritual life isn't for everybody. Sometimes you have to go back in order to go forward. Um, but again, this card is all about law of attraction again. When you're okay with yourself, then you're going to be okay with your soul being, that higher self. We like to call it the soul being, the higher self, the part of you, your core beingness, yourself, that which is you. We put on a lot of different hats. We show up in different ways. We can be wife and mother, sister, brother, father, employer, employee, shopper, customer, friend, foe, aunt, niece, nephew, uncle. There's a lot of different hats. You don't show up every single day and say, okay, the persona that I have at the home, where I may be yelling at the kids to get ready for, as I'm getting ready to work, is probably not the same persona that you're using at work. And so what you want to do is get right with all of those and see which areas that you need to work on. The spiritual journey is one of, we don't like the word work, but it is development. In order to develop and evolve to get you where you want to be, again, it's self-awareness, and this card is talking about getting right with yourself and aspects of yourself. We're not necessarily talking about your physical appearance or if you're overweight or something like that. You're a beautiful soul just the way you are. Yes, we can tell you that. You probably won't believe us. Perhaps somebody in your life can tell you that and convince you of that. But essentially, the person that needs to really get it, that you're a beautiful soul and you can show up and just shine, is that person in the mirror. So it starts there. And this card, the way it's written, basically separates the self from to the Creator and gives the power to the Creator, and that's not what this show is about. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, what you need to do is snuggle, to look in the mirror and figure out how you're showing up. This is what we're talking about. So the universe always agrees with you. What are you telling it? How are you showing up? How are you showing up? Okay. And once you do that, and the more you feel comfortable with yourself, the more you feel safe and loved and heard, so will your other relationships bloom and prosper. So here's a little secret. You want to make friends? When you sit down with your spouse, your friends, what do you do? Do you do this? Hi, let me tell you about what's going on in my life. Or do you do this? Hey, it's so great to see you again. How is things happening for you? How is life treating you? The second one will gain you friends. The first one, not so much. Listen. Learn the art of listening. And there is an art to it. Okay. Let's see who else is here. Um, and what kind of comments we have. Thank you so much. Love having it back live. Yeah, I do too. It took me a little time to really figure out how to make this work. When I tried on Facebook, it just wasn't working. The streaming wasn't right. It doesn't have the same controls. It's amazing what YouTube has out there. It has these tutorial YouTube videos that teach you how to do this stuff. And fortunately, I'm tech savvy enough to be able to say, hey, I think I can figure this one out. So that's why we have things like these little things that now can pop up and say hi. If you haven't figured out who I am, Blake Cahoon, and we're in the middle of doing some mini readings. Let me know if you want one. If anybody comes new, just let us know. We've got a few minutes here left. While I'm doing that, let me go ahead and reiterate that we do have our latest book. As you can tell, it's Christmas themed. I have always wanted to write a Christmas themed book. And this book, right in the middle of the way the characters are developing, this gives you a lot more insights. If you're a follower of this series, it gives you a lot more insights about why certain people are the way they are and how the other person, talk about relationships. These books are full of relationships. And it's about personal growth, and we intermix it with, of course, ghosts and time travel. It's a twist of time book. We always have time travel. We usually have ghosts. And there was one thing in here that I remembered. I said, oh, it doesn't have. And I don't remember what that is. You'll have to forgive me. But yeah, um, it's been fun writing these kind of books, and we actually have 10 in the series. We have written up to book 9, and we're going to write book 10 this winter and get them all ready. Now, they only come out 2 a year, May and October. And then we have our other one, the Claiborne series. We're hoping to come out with that in July. We're halfway through book 2. We're kind of stumbling across the plot line right now, but yeah. So okay, let's see if there's anybody here that needs anybody who joined us. Ellison, I hope that you got that message, and thank you so much. Good. I believe positive attraction. Yeah, it does. It really does come. So, according to this, we actually have 10 minutes left. um, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. Uh, we've got 10 minutes there, not necessarily here, because we joined late. So we may have, and we're trying to make this an hour, but because we don't have too many people tonight, we got started late, and of course, that was my fault. But we're getting there. You know, we're here live. We're able to do this, and so yeah, it's so I don't see anything else. So I'm going to draw one card, and then I guess we'll wrap this program up for this week. I hope you liked it. Make sure you subscribe, okay? If you haven't figured out to subscribe, graphic. Oh yes, okay. Make sure you subscribe. Yeah, yay. Okay, and we're back. Okay, so let me take one card, and that'll be it for the week. We are planning to do this every Tuesday at 7 Mountain. And then what we're planning on doing is um, doing an energy update. I don't know if we're going to do it live. I will do it recording and probably with a transcript, or I may be reading a transcript. I'm not real sure how we're going to do that. I meant to do in October, but the first weekend in October we did the Paracon, and I have just been exhausted from all of that. Um, so here's a card for all of you watching. Not only people on the replay, and thank you for watching this. This is for anybody who's watching right now. Okay? Replay, recorded, or live. Okay. And let's see here. Trustworthy guidance. And that's what we're always about, is we try to give you the most trustworthy guidance here. What does this say? And you'll notice that it's like a little angel, and the guy's writing. The guy is writing. The guy's writing. and an angel's looking over his shoulder and helping him draw and write and all that. You've received a wonderful idea as an answer to your prayers. This idea is real and trustworthy. You can now safely move forward with it, knowing that we are with you every step of the way. Ask for and be open to receiving our support for anything you need related to this idea. Trustworthy guidance. Believe. Yes, believe. It will do you a world of good. So, again, we want you to subscribe. We're going to, let's see how we're doing. Subscribe, and then I hope you've enjoyed this. We're coming to an end. Carol! It was hard trying to find how to comment. LOL. Okay, well, I'll give you a quick read, and then we'll go ahead and we will boogie on down the road, because it's 8 o'clock. And we did get started late, so I'm glad you found us, and make sure that you subscribe. There's a notification bell out there. We didn't get a graphic for that. I'm sure it'll show up in a future show. But we didn't get a lot of the things done we wanted to get done. But I think it's been a good show, despite the late start, and that totally my fault. I'm still getting there as far as all this stuff. So. I'm just writing your name down, Carol. Okay. Carol, this is for you. Steady progress. Steady progress. We acknowledge you for the progress you've made in remembering love in your daily activities. Love is also a very high vibe. We can clearly see the contributions you're making to the world through your thoughts, feelings, and action of love. Steady progress. You don't have to get there zooming through life. Step by step. Step by step. Step by step. So, I mean, when I started this process, and, and now I have all these funky little bells and whistles, and the team was basically saying to me, whoa, let's just go ahead and calm down. Let's calm down. You don't have to get everything done for the first show. We think you've done pretty good now, but, let's eliminate this one, do this one. And I'm like, I want to do it all. No, it's steady progress. Steady progress wins the race. The hare does not win the race. The turtle does. Okay, so I think that is going to do it. Just double checking and see if we have anybody else. I'm glad everybody showed up, and Let me go ahead and bother you with a commercial, and then we'll come back, say goodnight, and then we'll be out of here. So we'll be right back after this commercial. And we're back. Again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll be back next week at 7 p.m. I will try to get the streaming key up faster. I am not going to schedule. That was part of the problem. We scheduled, and then I thought magically it was going to work, and it didn't. I will do it manually next time, and so we'll start on time. And we'll be back with more inspired wisdom and motivation and support. And we want to say thank you so much, and of course, many blessings. Good night, everyone.